Hey everyone, it's Chris with 8 Bells, and all is well. Hope you're doing good. It's been a minute. I know, I know. Don't get too upset. Sorry. Life, work, watch dealing, it's all, I'm making progress. So I'm trying my best to try and get out there and do a little bit more social media stuff. It's all good stuff. I'm trying to get back on track. So bear with me as I do that. One of the things I always talk about is that I'm a watch enthusiast first and a watch dealer second. And that puts me kind of in a unique position because I like to talk about watches, whether I'm selling them or not. I like watches. So, if you look at most watch dealers, I don't know if they have the same level of enthusiasm about watches that I do because they look at it as a commodity. I look at them as, whoa, I want to buy and purchase and keep every watch that I want to resell. Um, but obviously that's not a good business model. So anyway, one of my followers, Oscar, reached out to me in a message and he wanted to know what I felt about a particular watch. And I love talking about that because I love doing the research and I've actually was familiar with this brand. And let me show you real quick. So this is the Kuo Royal Smith 9010 or 90-010. Out of Kyoto, Japan. Kuo is a small micro brand out of Japan that I've seen a lot on Watch Talk. I've seen people that actually go to the workshop. They have a workshop in Kyoto that you can go and pick out your watch. They do a lot of great customization stuff. Um, but Oscar wanted to know about this particular watch and what I felt about it. And for me, the name is you can kind of um, guess that I'm not real big on names. So, yeah, if it's a Rolex, I know, okay, I can expect a certain level of things. But what's really important when you're looking at micro brands is, okay, what's the guts? What's the inside motor powering this bad boy? And, because the design elements are beautiful, but if it's got a piece of junk movement in it, then you just got a nice looking piece of junk, right? This I'm happy to announce is or report is that it's got a Miyota movement. If you're not familiar with Miyota, Citizen owns Miyota, so they supply movements to a lot of different independent watch companies, a lot of watch companies out there, and it's a Rock Horse 9122 movement. You can look it up. There's lots of great specs, and a lot of different watch companies use that movement. The other kind of thing I'll point out is that when I first looked at the watch, and I've seen this watch before, I'd always thought it was a chronograph. It's really not a chronograph, as you can tell. It's what they call a triple date. So right here, this subdial is the day. This dial here is the date window, and then this dial over here is actually the month. So it's a triple date um, watch, and it comes in at 35 millimeter stainless steel, anti-reflective sapphire crystal on top. But look at the detail on that dial. These Breguet numerals are beautiful. I just love that. And it has, you can kind of see here, it's got a texture dial. I call this the grainy dial. These design elements are what I would call like Madman-esque again. These are things that are mid-century to me. Scream, you know, a smaller, watches from an era gone by where they were smaller and more obviously utilitarian, but done so in a way that's very beautiful and really nice to look at. I said before that you can customize them. Here's one of the customizable things you can do. You can have a solid case back or an exhibition case back. In this particular case, I would tell Oscar, save your money if it's a little bit more for the sapphire crystal back. It's not much to looking at that movement. It's the standard movement, not really embellished in any way. Doesn't even have the name on there. So this medallion one, solid case back, I think is a good option. This watch here is priced at just about under 1,980 bucks. I mean, what's not to like about that price point? I think it's really good. And again, they have a lot of options. So you can put this on the leather, you can put this on a different style metal bracelet. So it's a lot of good depending on what you get. It can change the price a little bit. But Oscar wanted to know, hey, are there other watches that have this sort of design element that would fit that budget under $1,000? And I'm a sucker to do that too. Now, the first one that came to mind was this watch right here. It's a Seagull. I'm going to do these in ascending order, so the cost is going to go a little bit up. But the Seagull is a Chinese brand, has a reputable movement. They do a lot of movements for a lot of Chinese brands. A lot of Chinese watches have this movement. Um, It's the ST18. It's a automatic movement. This watch is an enamel dial, has the brigade numerals, doesn't have that chrono look, but does have a date. And again, it's enamel and it's super thin at 9 millimeters. It's tiny. Here's the back of the watch. You can kind of see it's a very thin watch. At 39 millimeters, it's a little bit bigger than what Oscar was looking for, but it's a solid case back, genuine leather, and again, it has that look and feel. Another watch that came to mind was this one. This is Baltic, a French company. They've been around since 2016. Another micro brand. Again, with the sectoring of the dial, this one actually has the grain on the dial as well. The brigade numerals has a larger seconds hand. Uh, they usually call this the small seconds hand, but this one kind of looks big. Again, not a chrono look, not a date, no date at all. This is a much cleaner version, but it has all the kind of design elements of that Kuo watch that we looked at. The really cool thing is the back. So this has this micro rotor right here. It's a Hangzhou movement. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Um, and it's 36 millimeters. So again, a little bit bigger, 1 millimeter bigger than the 35 millimeter Kuo. But a really cool movement. Not exhibition case back. Nice to look at. This is something you'd probably want to have an exhibition case back as opposed to the Kuo because it has little design elements and coloring and that kind of stuff. That's kind of neat. This watch from France comes in at $648.55, well below the $1,000, and they have obviously some straps options you can get from them as well. So that's some level of customization for sure. Now the watch that I think Oscar would think is the most closest to the Kuo is this one right here. This is the Maen Brooklyn 36 millimeter, um, powered by this very same Miyota 9122 triple date um, movement. Has the same sort of setup. It's almost replica, except instead of the brigade numerals, it has these indices. It has the indices, which again is a style choice. It doesn't make to me it doesn't make or break the watch. I think it has a very good design element. Still has all the characteristics of the Kuo, maybe with a little bit more the Kuo with a little bit more edge because it has the brigade numerals and that kind of stuff. It does have a sunray dial, closed case back with this butterfly clasp, which is a nice detail. I like that kind of hidden. The butterfly clasp, works really nice on the 5 link or with Jubilee as I would call it. It looks really good. Very comfortable fit on there. And again, it's only 1 millimeter bigger than the Kuo at 36 millimeters. Maen is an up and coming company. They've been around now, I think, for a few years, and they've had some really impressive watches come out. Very thin watches. This is actually scheduled to come out, I think, in February. I think you can pre-order it now, and it's not shipping yet, but I think it's shipping this month. This one here's a little close up of the sunray dial, and you can see it's a sandwich dial. It still has the sectoring here, and then you can see the kind of it's a the sunray dial on top of the sector dial, which is a nice little design element. I like that. So on the bracelet, this comes in at right at 951. 951, 36 millimeters, all these nice little touches. It's got that chrono look, but it's really a triple date. I think this is probably the closest match for Oscar. But I'd be curious, are there other options that you think I've missed that should be on this list? Let me know in the comments because I'd like to know myself and check them out myself. Um, as always, if you have a watch you want to sell, if you're looking for a watch, reach out to me. I can help. Or if you just want you mean to do something like this for a watch you've been looking at, let me know. I'm more than happy to do them. I'm more of a tool watch guy, but I love doing all watches. So reach out to me at any time. Again, this is Chris with 8 Bells Watch Company. Hope you're doing well and talk to you again soon.